Let me unmute myself. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy powwow. I'm so glad that all of you guys decided to join us tonight. Obviously, these weekly powwows are a really great way for us to get to know each other. So if you don't have your camera on, just turn it on. Like, we're not going to ask you to talk, but it's great for us to kind of get to know you and for everybody to see each other because we're all on the team chats and the team page together. So that's something that I really love as a leader is to be able to get to know you guys by face, not just by name. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Katie Grasha. I am a double diamond leader. I have been with this team since June of 2018. So just a little over 2 years, which is crazy to even think about, you guys. Like, time just flies by. If you had asked me 2 years ago if I would be here leading a call in 2 years, I probably would have told you no, because I honestly only joined this business for like $50. I was like, I want $50 extra a month. That's like, if I make $50 more a month, I'm going to be so stinking happy. So here I am 2 years later as a double diamond leader. My team is pushing for triple. That's really exciting. So let me just tell you guys a little bit of my backstory so that you know kind of what led me here and kind of where I was at prior to It Works. I am a 35-year-old mother of one. I just had my first daughter this year, and honestly, I attribute the fact that my husband and I decided to even have children to the fact that we have this extra financial stability of It Works. That really kind of like pushed us forward into having a child. So that's really exciting. Just one of the amazing things that has come from this business is my daughter. So prior to It Works, I will back up a little bit. Prior to being with my current husband, I was in a terrible, terrible, terrible relationship. I met the man when I was 23 years old, and I spent, gosh, by the time it was all said and done and we got divorced, we spent 7 years attached to each other, which is way too long, you guys. And if you ever find yourself in a toxic relationship, all I want to say is I'm here for you if you ever need to talk. But make sure that you guys are paying attention to those red flags. If something seems off in your life, it probably is. And that's something that I learned the hard way. Okay, and that applies to all areas of life, you guys. If you feel like something is off, you need to change your situation. And it's not up to anybody else to change it but you. And that's just the truth. I mean, it's the cold, hard truth. When it comes time to make changes in your life, the only person that you can depend on is yourself. So a little backstory about me. I was with a man who was 9 years my senior, thought that everything was really, really great until we got married. And really now looking back at it, it was very volatile even prior to us getting married. We got married and things really took a turn for the worst. And drugs became a huge part of our relationship, which was awful. And ultimately one of the biggest reasons why I left. I looked at him one day and I was like, you need to make a decision. It's this or me. And he chose that. And that was my out. It was a very volatile relationship. It was very abusive. And ultimately what ended up happening was, and this is when I come back to, I'm saying you've got to make the changes yourself, no matter how scary it is. Guys, I literally felt physically like I could not breathe without him. That's how bad it was. I was so addicted to that relationship. It was so extremely toxic that I felt like I would physically die if I left that relationship. Okay. So for any of you who are out there feeling like you cannot leave whatever situation it is that you're in, know that you are strong enough to do it, and that you have people not only on your upline, but on this whole team that are here to support you and to help you through that process. So I make the decision to leave, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't ever want it anymore. Being miserable for the rest of my life is better than walking on eggshells every single day of my life. Like, I was like, I would rather die, which of course we all knew I wouldn't, right? Than cry every day, than be sad every day, than be abused every day. Like, that was not the life that I wanted for myself. And I finally decided that I was going to leave, and it took me 7 years to do it. So when I left, I was broke. Guys, when I say make a decision to change your life no matter what, I mean no matter what. I had $5 in my wallet. I didn't have a bank account. Okay. I didn't have a car. I had to borrow a car from my parents, and I had to borrow money just to get out of that situation. Okay. I had a friend that had a guest room that was like, just get out and come here and let me stay there until I was able to get on my feet. For a year and a half, I interviewed for jobs, but because he hadn't let me work, I didn't have a job history for 2 years. So I couldn't get a job. I could not get a job, you guys. Okay. I got interviews. I never could get a job. Nobody would hire me. And granted, this was before COVID. This was 2 years ago. This was when the job market was really, really good. And there were tons of people filling jobs. There were jobs for everybody, and I couldn't find one. So I'm on social media and I'm making the best of it. I'm working gig work here, working gig work there. I want to make sure I'm staying on time so I can introduce everybody. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to just start making money however I can. I spent 2 months on food stamps. And that was literally because I was so humiliated to ask for any more money from family. I just couldn't do it. They were already giving me so much help with the vehicle, with helping pay for the insurance for the vehicle, all of those things that I just could not even ask. And I very quietly, very discreetly took food stamps for 2 months until I got my first gig work paycheck, which came 6 weeks later. And I remember it was $287.48. And I remember that because it was so powerful for me. That was the first bit of money I had made for myself in years. I'm a very strong, independent woman, but I have been so broken down that I didn't realize until I got that paycheck in how powerful that was for me, how motivating that was for me, and how much it lit a fire. And it reminded me that I can do anything, that I'm capable of anything. And so that month, I got off of food stamps. I've never been on assistance ever again. And it helped me get through a very difficult period of my life. So fast forward to this, I'm now working gig work here and there, and I'm getting paid 6 weeks. If you guys have ever worked gig work or know anybody who has, you get paid 6 weeks to 12 weeks out. So your budget is crazy. Whatever I worked for this weekend, I would have to plan on that being my budget for 2 to 3 months from now. So it took 2 to 3 months of like getting this stuff going, right? In the meantime, I'm also trying to figure out ways to make money online. I'm like, guys, I got to make money any way that I can because I don't want to live in my friend's guest room for free anymore. I want to have my own apartment, right? I want to have my own house. I want to be able to feed my dogs without asking for help. So I'm watching social media, I'm making friends, I'm trying to be an influencer, whatever that meant 2 years ago. If you guys scroll back on my social media, it's like laughable. I had like 300 friends. Like compared to where I am now, like I was starting at ground zero. And so what I want you guys to know is your journey is not my journey, right? We all are on our own journeys, and it takes time. We all started with just our friends and family on Facebook. None of us came into this business with 5,000 friends and 10,000 followers on Instagram. We worked for that. And that's what we're here to teach you guys how to do. So lo and behold, I come across this girl and she is posting about her hair vitamins. And I had just done I'd been watching her, kind of following her. We were friends from mutual gig work groups. So when we tell you guys to join groups, this is why, like, you're going to meet people. So we became friends that way, and I'm following her journey. And she reached out to me a few times. And actually, I looked back through my messages. God, I think when I went diamond last year, I went through my messages and I was like, Courtney followed up with me, you guys, once a month for 12 months straight. So when we tell you guys the fortunes and the follow-up, she has a double diamond leader because she continued to follow up with me. It's so powerful. Okay, so that's how this works. It's all about just continuing, and it's a fluid motion of like talking to people and building relationships. So here I am doing gig work, and what do? I book a job, having somebody cut my hair at a show. I have no idea how crazy my hair is going to come out, but I did it anyway because I needed that $600. Okay, and it was a one-time $600, not a recurring thing, none of that. Okay. So my hair comes out and I hate it. It's the worst haircut I've ever had. It's the ugliest color. It looks like somebody like painted my hair with like butter blonde. Like it was so weird, you guys. So here's Courtney scrolling. I'm scrolling through my feed. Who wants to grow their hair out? I do. I need my hair back. I need my real hair back. I need it to grow. So I was like, okay, I've tried every prenatal. Courtney, tell me about your hair vitamin. Literally, you guys, I did hair, skin, and nails for 3 months. I did my 90-day challenge. And then I came to Courtney and I said, okay, how do I make money doing this? And that's because she followed up with me so often. She was on the top of my brain. So when I saw it, it was there. So here I am, and I've joined the business. It took me 8 months to go diamond. Okay. It took me 18 months to go double. We're pushing for triple right now. If I can impart one thing to you guys, and I think I kind of already pretty much touched on this, it's fortune is in the follow-up. You guys have, if I could give you any tip beyond messaging, because you're going to hear that from everybody tonight. Everybody's going to talk about the importance of messaging. They're going to talk about the importance of your mindset. But those are the things for me that I found to be incredibly helpful. You have to personally shift your mindset to, I am going to win no matter what. Now, not at the expense of people, right? We don't cheat our way to the top, but you're going to win no matter what. It's powerful when you shift your mindset to it. I don't care how long it takes, I'm going to win. And that's what I had to do to get out of a toxic relationship, to get through a 1.5 years of not being able to find a job, of being on government assistance. I had to shift my mindset to, I'm going to win. So I joined this business just so that I could pay my insurance premium. That was it. I was like, if I could make my $100 back and then a little bit of extra money every month, I'm winning. I'm winning. That's great. Like, who makes money from their social media? If I make $50 a month, that's awesome. From my Facebook, come on. Who wouldn't want $50 a month from their Facebook? Right? And now here I am, a double diamond. And that's because as soon as I came in and I made $46 my first month, I was like, wow, that was my first month? Okay. Now I see what this is. So shift your mindset, you guys. I think that that's the thing that I want to impart to you, is that you have a team of people here that are going to support you through everything. We're going to help you. We're going to train you. We're going to teach you. But at the end of the day, we don't do the work for you. We can't. I can't go, poof, you're a diamond. Poof, you're ambassador. Like, I can't do that. You've got to put the work in yourself. And that all starts with the mindset shift. So follow up. And that starts in your mind, is that just because somebody says no doesn't mean no now. I mean, no ever. It means no right now. And that comes back around to mindset. All right. So you guys know who I am, but now I really want to introduce some new people, you guys. There's so many fantastic leaders on this team. So many fantastic leaders and people with different stories. Like, my story is not your story, right? So I want to get Jess on. Jess, are you here? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm here.
Yay! Okay, Jess, I would love for you to tell the team a little bit about yourself, where you were before It Works, what brought you to It Works, and then share some tips. Like, girl, what makes you successful?
Okay, so I'm Jess. I'm 26 and I am a twin mom. I have twin girls. They will be 2 next week. So before It Works, my life definitely looked a lot different. I went to college, I got a degree, I got a job in a doctor's office, and I was working all the time, constantly missing family events, and constantly just working. And then I met my now husband after I got out of a pretty abusive relationship also of 7 years. I'm not really going to get into that, but or I'll be here all night. But so I met my husband, and a year later I found out I was pregnant. And I never really envisioned myself being a mom. I loved working. I thought that was my calling, constantly working and trying to constantly bring in money. Then I found out I was pregnant, and then I found out I was pregnant with twins, and I had a really rough pregnancy. I tried to work my whole pregnancy. I ended up going on bed rest at 24 weeks, which wasn't even half my pregnancy. So I had to pretty much quit my job. I mean, it was still there, but there's a lot of unknown with the twins when they were going to come. So I kind of knew I wasn't going back, but I was hopeful that I was. So then I had my twins at 32 weeks. So they were 2 months early almost, and they spent 3 weeks in the NICU. And as soon as I had my girls, I realized being a mom is what I've always wanted to do, and it was my calling, and I knew there was no way I could go back to work. So and I struggled with postpartum depression really bad because I just wasn't allowed to be around the girls. Well, I mean, I was allowed, but I wasn't, they were in the NICU, so I constantly was down there, but then I would have to come home at night, and I couldn't stay down there, and I literally felt like I missed 3 weeks of their lives, those first special moments that you get with when you have a baby. I didn't really get those, and I was just in a really dark place. So that was kind of how I became a stay-at-home mom. So then about 5 months ago, I was in a really dark place. I was trying to find a job. I knew I had to, because we were struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, and my husband works very hard to support us, and but he was constantly working, and I just felt like I had to do something. So I started applying for jobs and trying to find put the girls in daycare, and the pay rates around where I live, it just didn't add up for me to get a job, because daycare for 2 kids is just ridiculous. So we kept struggling. We got married in September. December, I ended up pregnant again. I got pregnant in October, a month after our wedding. And then December, I had a miscarriage. And I was in a really dark place. And then 2 weeks after that, my mother-in-law died. 2 weeks before, sorry, I keep reading the comments. 2 days before Christmas, she passed away. And my husband and I lived with my mother-in-law. She was my best friend. She helped me raise my girls. And because twins are really hard, so I was kind of doing it on my own then. I mean, I had my husband, but like I said, he's always at work. So probably it was the day we moved out of my mother-in-law's house, because we decided we didn't want to live there anymore. I saw I host a post on Facebook, and it was I forget who posted it, but the girl messaged me. She's no longer with the company, but she was super sweet, and she when she messaged me, not once in my mind did I think this is a scam. This is there's no way I can do this. It was almost like God was calling me, because he knew I was in such a dark place and trying to help my family. And immediately, I was surrounded by Sabrina and Courtney in a chat, and the fact that they believed in me meant the world to me. I always struggled with that I was just a mom, and I love being a mom, but I just kind of struggled with what was my purpose besides being a mom, I guess what I'm trying to say. And Sabrina and Courtney believed in me, and they really are the reason that I'm still in this business, because I get down a lot, I don't know, mentally, and I feel like I'm rambling on, but what I'm getting at is they kept me in this business and they showed me that I am worthy of this and that I am deserving. And now every day I wake up and I know that I am worthy and deserving of this. And I try to spread that, I try to spread that positivity into my team because I know what it did for me to keep me going in this business. So now I try to pour that into my team. So that's just kind of my backstory and how I came upon It Works. And my best advice for working this business is staying close to the fire, getting on Zooms, constantly pouring into yourself with personal development. I would have never known what personal development was until this business, and I thank God every day for it because it's helped my mental state so much. And Host to Post, guys, like Host to Post works so well. It's just getting your network out there. Like if you're not aiming for those 10 a day, you just have to try and try and try. Like I'll be laying in bed at night and I'll be like, okay, one more message. And like if you want this so bad and you want to change your life, you'll stay up the extra hour. You'll wake up the extra hour. Like it's like life or death for me, kind of. And I just yeah. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to cover. I feel like I got really off topic.
Jess, no, that was so powerful. You are so worthy and you are so deserving. And it is so and you're right. Like it's so beautiful that you recognize, guys, the opportunities fall in our lap every day, but it's the opportunities that we take advantage of. It's the ones that we grab a hold of. Like especially when we're praying for that change, like just like the fact that you were able to like recognize how powerful this could be for your life, girl. That is God just telling you, like, you are worthy and of my grace. You are deserving of like all of the beautiful things that are coming to you. And look at those beautiful babies you have that you never thought you would be a mommy to. And you're such a wonderful mommy. I can see it. Those babies love you. And I'm watching your team just pop into the chat and like throw all like so much encouragement at you. Like you are such an amazing leader and it just shines right through you. And I'm just so grateful for you to be on this team. And I'm so grateful that you came on today to share your story. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. So next we have another amazing woman who really, I gotta just talk to you guys just real quick about Karen. If there is somebody that knows how to bring the fire and the heat from promos, it is this next girl, okay? I am telling you guys, this girl knows how to take advantage of pick 2s and pick 3s and $24 enrollments. Karen Ada, are you with us right now? Go ahead and unmute yourself, Karen.
Hey there.
Hey, lady.
Yeah. Okay, what's going on, guys?
So I want you first to talk to us a little bit about, well, how many distributors did you sign during the $24 enrollment?
That was on the 3rd, right?
Yeah. Look at her, girls. You see this? Because this girl's been enrolling ever since then, too.
5 during during 24 hours. In the 24-hour enrollment for $24, I enrolled 5 DTs.
Golly, that's amazing. That's amazing. So Karen, give us a little bit of backstory about you. I'm gonna mute my microphone. I want you to kind of tell the team a little bit about who you are, who you were before It Works, and then I know personally, and I'll let you kind of spotlight whatever you feel like you want to spotlight, but I know that I really want to hear about how you take advantage of promos, because like, girl, you are the queen of promos. Oh my God.
Okay, so before I joined, guys, I was a full-time bartender, and then I was also the accounting clerk at the Housing Authority here in the city of Del Rio. I live in Texas, and so I was working full-time at the office, and I was also working full-time managing a bar at the time. And at the time, nobody wanted to work. I couldn't get any help at the bar. I was always flooded in work in the accounting department. It was just me and my boss. That's all the accounting department was. And it's over 54 employees. Like, it was insane. So I was always buried in work, but I always thought to myself, the more physical hours you work, the more money you make, which is true, but only up to a certain extent. So I had my second baby, and that was my second C-section, so I couldn't work out. So my sister gave me some fat burners, and she goes, here, be careful, take them to the room. She goes, hey, here, I know you're trying to lose weight, you can't work out, here's some fat burners. So they work great, right? And I'm like, hey, where do I order these from? You know, they're amazing. She's like, oh, from wherever. She's like, and they're like $75 a month. And I'm like, I can't afford that. I had just had my second child. I hadn't been back to work yet. Well, I finally start bartending again. And Lucy, the girl that enrolled me as a distributor, she was like, hey, I know you're trying to lose weight. She goes, I have some really affordable fat burners. She goes, they're $25 a month, which are the fat fighters. I'm like, okay, I can afford that. $25 a month. I can set aside $10 every week of my tips from bartending to have enough of these fat burners. Well, I fall in love with them, and she offers me the coffee. And she would always play it cool because it was right after bartending, and we bartended at the hottest nightclub here in the city. And she would go to me right after we were done at the end of the night. I'm pouring out my tips, right? Pouring out the cash out the jars. We're getting our credit card tips because they would pay us that night. And so she'd be like, hey, I have this fat burning coffee. Do you want to get some samples? And I'm like, yeah, I throw her a 20 from the tip jar. And so I fell in love with the coffee. Well, guys, fast forward 70 pounds on the product. She's like, you need to join the business. And I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, you have this great story. I'm a Zumba instructor. She goes, you already are like in the fitness, area. She was like, you would fit in perfectly. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And so she followed up with me like over 10 times. Like every time it was something like we couldn't link up, or I would miss her because I was always working, or she just kept following up and following up and following up. So finally I get going because I joined the business for like $20, guys, or $25. And the only reason I was like, oh yes, like what drew me was the promo. It came with 2 bags of keto coffee. And guess what? Your girl was running low on coffee. So I was like, sign me up like now. Like I need me 2 bags of coffee. So I get it. And I immediately sign my husband at the time up, get his 2 bags of coffee, and I flip it. I sell them for $50 each. And he had joined the business for $20 also. So I was immediately making money. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, and then I made his Fast Start, right? Fast Starts are live. Courtney always says that. And if you don't know what a Fast Start bonus is, guys, get into enrolling DTs, get with your upline. Fast Starts are live because they pay those weekly. So then I did that, and then I enrolled a couple more distributors and some more people. I was charted for Ruby, and I took off because I had this great story, right? This 70-pound transformation. Well, I worked the business a little bit here on and off. I was never really fully into it until like about 8 months in. I had it up to here at the bar. I couldn't get anybody to help. The owner was never around. I was carrying all the weight. Like, I didn't know if his licenses were current. Like, I could never get a hold of him. Like, I was under a lot of pressure, and I didn't want to get in trouble. Even though I was making really good money, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. And he wouldn't give me a raise. I was like, you know what? If you don't feel value in me, like if you don't feel like I'm an asset to this bar and I'm carrying all the weight by myself, I'm out of here. I'm killing myself over nothing. I was working 80 hours a week. I quit the bar. I go to Katie, I go to Courtney, I go to Lucy. I'm like, hey guys, I just quit my favorite job. I took a big pay cut. I need to know what it is that I'm doing right and what it is that I'm doing wrong. They're like, all right, yes, she's all in. So it takes me forever and a day, guys. Forever and a day to get to Ruby, forever and a day to stay consistent. And then I get passed up for an opportunity at the office. They misled me into believing that I couldn't apply for a position when I could have. And just so they wouldn't have to take another 8 months to, that's fine, you can drink it. So that they wouldn't have to take another 8 to 9 months to train somebody to work the accounting clerk desk. That was like a stab in the back to me because for almost 2 years, I carried all the weight. I carried all the books. I cleaned up every account. And it just told me, say hello. Go get away, can you clean your face, okay? Hello. Thanks. So then that was like a stab in the back to me. And I was like, you know what? No matter how much hard work you put in, it means nothing unless it's for you. And I was like, you know what? I put my 2 weeks notice. I was like, I'm bouncing. I'm out of here. I don't care. They even gave me a $2 raise And I was like, keep it. I don't want it. I was like, that's not even cool, because they were going to make me wait like 4 years to get like a $2 pay raise. So I was like, I'm out of here. So then I was like, hey guys, I just quit the office. I'm like, I have like one working distributor under me. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I had gotten myself into some trouble like just a couple months before. I was like, I'm not going to be able to get a job if they're going to do a background check. Like I was in some, and I'm sorry for cursing guys, but I was in some shit. Like I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. So then they're like, Karen, you can do it. And Courtney's like, tell yourself you're a mass enroller. Enrolling distributors is like enrolling customers. It's the same thing. Once you master it, you just run. You just go. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. All my lives, all my posts, all my stories went straight to distributor recruitment. And I enrolled like 10 distributors and like charted myself for diamond, like in less than a week. And I was like, all right, if I can do that in less than a week, let me see what I can do in just a couple more weeks. I lined myself up for over $1,000 in bonuses, guys, and I hit every single fast start along the way. So if you don't know what a fast start is, please get with your upline and have them explain to you what a fast start is, because fast starts are live and they do pay those weekly. So now we've hit another promo, right? And I'm like, okay, what can I do with this promo? At the time, the promo was you join the business for $49. So a bunch of people signed up for $49. So there are like $24 business builder kits for 24 hours. I slept for maybe like 2 hours, those 24 hours, guys. I was messaging all of my potentials, making sure I was charting myself for the next rank, making sure that I was going to make those fast starts, and making sure that I was going to promote. So you guys talk to people and talk to people and talk to people, and you may seem like you're not doing anything, but guess what? When those promos come around, those people sign up. Okay. And I say that in my life. So I'm like, guys, we talked about the coffee. You feel like 65 is too much. And then I offer you a 40% discount and you feel like 39 is too much. Hey, guess what? $25 products are back. This is your chance. This is your time to stock up. This is your time. So you have to give the products value, guys. So when those promos hit and you follow up, you're like, hey, this is what you've been waiting for. $25 products, that's a steal. If they want wraps, that's 75% off. You have to give value to your product so that when those promos come around, and I say this in my lives, when the company gives, what does the company give us? Promos. What do? We take, right? We take advantage. The company gives, we take. The company gives us promos, we take advantage. You have to see it like that, guys. So that's the big thing about having your potentials list, because you always want to go back and follow up. The bigger the potentials list you have, the more chances you have of someone saying yes, and the more conversations you have, the more potentials you will get. Something that I want to do with business, guys, I for sure want to go double. That's my goal for this month. I don't know how far I'm going to get, but Courtney's like, just tell yourself you can and you will, because mindset has a lot to do with it. If you tell yourself you can't, you're the only one stopping yourself. If there is no one in front of you telling you, nope, you cannot get your shopping spree within your first 30 days, right? There's nobody in front of you telling you that. There is no one saying you can't. Who told you you couldn't? Who? Nobody. So if nobody's standing there physically in front of you telling you you can't, you need to go. You need to run with it. You only have 30 days to get a shopping spree, and it doesn't come back ever again after that. You only have one chance for that. So you need to get your $150 in free products. And one thing I want to stress on, guys, is if you're new and you don't know how to post, go look at your leaders' posts, because they're successful and they're leaders for a reason. And people love their posts and buy from them and sign up with them as distributors because they have really good posts, okay? Go to your leaders, follow your leaders, add them on Facebook, and post like your leaders. And if you don't know how, go to your leaders so they can tell you how to post. And that's pretty much it, guys. I don't think I have anything else, unless you have any questions, Katie.
Karen, it's just like stinking amazing how much like that mindset. I don't know if you guys listened to that part where she was talking about like, I don't want your stupid $2 an hour raise. Like, you don't value me. I value myself way higher than you do. And she's out earning it. And she's not letting anybody stop her. So like, guys, this is the thing that like Karen does that does so well, that we really try to impart to everybody. And it took you a little while, Karen, before you really got in the swing of things. And then like I remember that day too. I remember that day that you were like, you messaged me and Courtney and you were like, I'm done. I'm done. Tell me what I got to do to make this work. And then we told you about fast start bonuses. And I don't think you've missed a fast start bonus since. Like,
Nope.
Y'all, this girl does not leave a dime on the table. If you guys don't know all of the different ways to earn money with this business, it's not just commission. Commission is only one way that we earn money. We earn money through fast start bonuses. We earn money through promotional bonuses. We earn money through sample sales. Guys, there's so many. I mean, listen, that's what Karen was just saying she was doing. She was buying samples before she even joined the business. If you guys aren't carrying samples on you everywhere, and here's the deal that I really want to impart, if you guys didn't catch this little nuance, sell your samples. That also builds value into the product itself. So when you ask for big money later, people understand that they're getting a deal. Don't be afraid to ask for the money. You guys pay for those samples. Don't just be handing them out for free. There's no value in that. People don't value your product because you're just handing it out like it's free Halloween candy. And it's not. It's good product that is made with quality ingredients, and it costs us some money to have in stock ourselves. Now, so for you new guys, y'all don't have stuff in stock yet, so take advantage of the sample app that we have where you can send out coffee samples. Karen, I just love the mindset shift that she made, you guys. There is nobody holding her back at all. I mean, she said sayonara to the job because they don't value her. So that's the mind, and she's going, y'all, she's not stopping at double either. She charted for double this month. She didn't stop. She's going, like, she's already talking triple. She asked me for a triple chart the other day. Okay, so that's the mindset that it takes, you guys. That this is, if you want to make a little extra money a month, you can put a little extra work in there. But if you want to make money and you don't want to go to work anymore, and you want to be home with your kids, and you want to design your day, then it's going to take some effort. It's going to take that mindset shift. And you're going to have to dig deep to make it happen. Karen, I'm super, super proud of you, babe. I'm so glad that you're on the team. Thank you so much for sharing. It's super motivating and really, really powerful. And it makes me really happy to see you going places. Okay, next we have Briana. I'm so excited. Hey girl, I hear such amazing things about you, and I just cannot, because I don't know your story, and I am so excited for you to share it tonight. So tell us all a little bit about yourself and like where you were before It Works. And I see your cute little kiddos there in the background. So excited. This is the other thing, guys. Don't be ashamed. Like, we all have babies, like some of us nurse on Zooms, like I don't have makeup on. Like, this is life for us, right? We're all mommies. So Briana, I cannot wait to hear your story, girl. Tell us all about yourself and how you came to It Works.
Well, hey y'all. So I'm Briana. If I can just be honest with all of you for a second, my house is a mess and I'm a little nervous, so don't judge me. I just popped like 2 Cafanzia, so if you haven't taken them yet, you need to buy some because they're anti-stress formula. Hopefully it handles this whole thing. But anyway, I am absolutely humbled to be asked to join these amazing ladies before me that spoke. My daughter Peyton likes to make her entrances here and there, so she's getting ready to go to bed. Don't mind her. I did take a few notes because, like I said, I'm a little nervous, but I know that what I have to say is extremely important. So I believe that God's timing is truly divine. And if that's one thing I gained from this business is just my renewed faith in him. So I just know that someone on here needs to hear my story, and it may not be lengthy, and I know it's late, so I'm going to try not to keep y'all for long. But again, my name is Briana. For those who don't know me, I am a Ruby leader. I'm from Southern New Jersey. I'm a mother of 2 crazy kids, Peyton and Levi. Peyton is 7, and Levi, he's my Gemini, he's 5. I actually have 2 younger sisters and a younger brother, and they all give me purpose. I've been with It Works for about 2 years. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. I grew up in a single parent home. My father wasn't around. My mom, she struggled raising my sister and I. Here, sit. They want to pop out when it's time to get to the nitty gritty, but it's okay. I'm gonna let her be great. So my mom struggled to raise my sister and I. Ever since I can remember, she's always worked long hours. And I'm pretty sure she could never stand her job. She just did what she had to do as a mom. From elementary school until my first year of middle school, we were always in before and after programs, which absolutely stunk. She would drop us off early in the morning and wouldn't pick us up until late in the evening. So we really didn't get to spend much quality time with our mom, because honestly, she was always too tired. When she got home, it was like, feed y'all, get in the bath, lights out. Like, it was no extra stuff going on. But she made sure that we didn't go without. We always had our essentials. We always had a roof over our head. We always had the electric on, clean clothes, food on the table. But I think that was the only way that she knew to provide for us. That was the only way she knew that, you know, she can guarantee that everything would continue to flow. So I do remember her trying out like Mary Kay and other companies that made you purchase a lot of products that sometimes you wouldn't sell. She had the host parties that she went out and spent money on to have a cheese tray or a, you know, pepperonis and crackers and stuff, and people didn't show up. So it basically left her with what she started out with. And I know that she only looked to those opportunities because she was interested in an additional source of income. And unfortunately, none of them worked out for her. Growing up, that was the only way that she could provide for our family. And I learned that working a 9-to-5, growing up, I learned that the only way I could provide for my family was working a 9-to-5, which I'd never be happy at. The blessing was that my mom showed me that no matter what, that was the way I could always provide for my family. And I often thought that was the only way to make ends meet. I thought it was normal. As I transitioned into adulthood, my mom made sure that I had a job. Excuse me, can I have my time? I helped pay off my first car shortly after my getting my license, and I tried to be very heavy on independence. At 20 years old, I became pregnant with my first child, Peyton, and that was a whole learning experience. So if you're not a mom yet, if you're not a dad yet, trust me, hold off on that, sis. I mean, it's a blessing. Don't get me wrong, Katie. Congratulations. And I know that all y'all got y'all times. And so a lot of us are moms, but I'm telling you, it was a learning experience. During that time, I worked overnight for an alarm company, and it was the longest 8 months of my life. Like, I couldn't wait for that to be over. Throughout my pregnancy, I lost a lot of friends that I thought were my friends, and I struggled with depression. Even though I tried to ignore and suppress those feelings, I managed to make it through. I kept myself really busy, working all the time. And looking back on it, it was a really rough patch for me, like being pregnant with my daughter. After I had my daughter, I continued to live at home until Peyton was about 2 years old. And then after that, we moved into our first apartment. Shortly after that, I was pregnant with my son, Levi. So again, sidebar, if you're not a mom or father yet, don't rush it. Live your life, enjoy your youth, and explore the world. I'm trying to be like Courtney, traveling to Tokyo and Japan and all around the world, Paris. Like, that's what I want for myself. Well, after having Levi, finances obviously only got tighter. And the first thing that came to mind was just finding another job. So that's what I did. At that point, I began working. Yeah, give me a second, please. At that time, I began working 2 full-time jobs just to make sure he and Peyton have everything that they needed. It's crazy though, thinking back on it, even working 2 full-time jobs over 80 hours a week, it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. So I'm busting my butt, going hard every day, waking up in the morning, kissing them goodbye, putting them to bed at night, and it still wasn't enough. Like, it was crazy. So fast forward 2 years, I noticed that Peyton wasn't developing in her speech and her cognitive skills like she should have been for a 4-year-old. And later on learned that she has a learning disability as well as a speech delay, which was extremely hard for me. Being a first-time mom, I never dealt with that before. My family never really dealt with, learning disabilities or any type of special needs. So it was challenging. I had trouble for some time dealing with mommy guilt, wondering like what I did wrong. I didn't use drugs. I went to all my checkups. I tried to eat healthy. I mean, those Wendy's Baconators were on point, but I did try to do my best to maintain a healthy diet. And I thought I had a normal pregnancy. So after learning about her challenges, it was hard for me for a while. I don't know if you're gonna want this. Just wait, okay? Okay, I'll give you some ice cream. So she struggled through pre-K. Before starting kindergarten, she was enrolled into speech and occupational therapy inside of school as well as outside of school. And I did my best to be supportive. took time off for doctor's appointments and therapies. You can imagine that adds up. So at that time in my life, I was now commuting 3 hours daily to a management position in the automotive industry, again, just to make ends meet. I kissed them on the way out, or I kissed them before I left, and I kissed them I'm lying. I kissed them in the morning before I headed out, and then I kissed them before bed. That was it. Triggering more mommy guilt. It was so troubling to just have to, again, leave them for a full day. So as I continued with that job, I prayed and prayed and prayed, like on my way to work crying, on my way home crying, just praying for God to give me the opportunity to be an active parent for my children. I just needed that one door to open so that I could be a stay-at-home mom to care for Peyton and Levi the way that they deserved. And I got exactly what I asked them for. I wound up being let go from a job that I thought would have been a career for me. And after almost a year went by with being unemployed, I wound up on a friend's page and I saw that she wanted a giveaway for keto coffee. First of all, a sister is always looking to lose some weight, like, let's be honest. And I love coffee. So I reached out to the girl who sponsored the giveaway and tried a sample. A week or two later, she asked if I'd be interested in becoming a distributor. And I knew that was a step that I needed to become the mom that I wanted to be. And I also knew that after she explained, the pay and how you get paid and fast start bonuses and the commission. And at that point, it was a $15,000 bonus if you were to promote to Diamond. So you had 3 calendar months to promote to Diamond and you got a $15,000 bonus. So I was like, girl, if I can have $15 in my bank account right now, I do some crazy things. So I was super excited. I was super pumped up, but I didn't want to be honest and tell her that money was tight. Like, it was tight. So I kept putting her off. And 2 months later, I used my phone bill money and I said, it's time to take this leap of faith, and I joined. And I haven't turned back since. And if I can be honest with y'all again, good job, Pepe. This is probably the company I've been with for the longest out of my 26 years of life. This is the longest time I've spent with the company. And I would love to share with you guys more about my story, but that's really where things got better for me. What I want to accomplish from this business is going diamond. I have been putting myself off and counting myself out for a long time, and I want to go diamond. That $2,000 a month plus would really help my family out, and I could leave my little part-time job that I have now. So I'm really pushing for that. I'm looking for financial peace. I want to say goodbye to corporate America and become a secure stay-at-home mom. And I want to be able to purchase my first home and become a bigger advocate and volunteer in the special needs community. So tips for y'all. Y'all might want a piece of paper and pen because it's a little lengthy. It's like, I'm kidding. All right, so some tips for enrolling distributors as well as LCs is short and simple. Stop counting yourself out. That's number one. Stop counting yourself out, okay? None of us started being a mass enroller by being perfect. We all had to start from the bottom. So like the other women have said, indulge in personal development. It really and truly helps to transform the way you feel about yourself and the way you love on others. So I try to make sure that I listen to at least one personal development podcast daily to ensure my sanity and I promise you it really helps. Like I've transformed just with the little things that you hear on these podcasts, and helps you to develop the way that you not only treat yourself, but the way that you treat others. And it will help you build a stronger team. Number 2 is growth is simple. Stay plugged into your trainings, whether it's something intimate like this or something bigger like our trainings with Jade, because she is super intentional and she's always dropping juicy tips and tricks. So always follow other mentors. So Courtney, Katie, myself, Karen, follow us. We're not perfect, but again, we are becoming more successful as time goes on. So if you cannot relate to us personally, find someone that you can relate to and make sure that you follow them to see what they do. Also take the color personality test if you haven't already. You can ask your leaders for that link, or you can even go on Google and type it in, color personality test. And it just helps you to learn more about yourself and your personality and how to lead others more effectively. Third, grow your network. Grow your network. That is huge, okay? It is essential in your business because normally we only reach 5% of the people that are in our friends. So imagine how little we're really getting out there. So we have to make sure that we're getting into these groups. Find your interests. If you're a mom, if you're a biker, if you're you like to swim, if you have kids with special challenges, find those groups and make yourself active in them, because growing consistently is going to help you, or growing in those networks consistently will help you reach a better platform. And also make sure that you're posting daily. If you're not posting daily, people notice that, and they'll think you're closed. But we want to make sure that people know that we're open for business. So it doesn't matter what you're posting. Well, obviously it matters, but make sure that you're posting something daily. Your life post doesn't have to be 14 paragraphs, okay? Your life post can be, this coffee is bomb, sis, and I lost 10 pounds from it. Okay, so just make sure that you are posting daily, because it shows others that you're open for business. Fourth, I told you I'm not going to keep y'all long, so I promise I'm about to end it. Be the product of your product. Understand your compensation plan and charting. Okay, for a while, I misguided myself and didn't ask the questions necessary to make sure that I was charting properly. So reach out to your uplines if you're unsure, because you could be blocking your blessings as well as your team's blessings by being unclear on your goals or how to reach them. Lastly, you'll see that, or throughout my life, there has been many challenges that I faced. I was lost. I was broken. I was a mom who just wanted to provide for my family. I've seen eviction notices. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I had my car repossessed. I was in a toxic relationship, and I'm still trying to dust that dust off my shoulder. But I felt and I knew that God had a bigger purpose for me. I feel it, and I'm getting chills talking about it, because I know that I'm here for a reason. So never quit. Continue to push through the uncertainty. Push through the times when you don't feel like it. Push through the times when you feel like you're not good enough. Push through the times that you feel like you're not worth it, because in those moments is when you grow, okay? In those moments is when you grow, when you don't feel like it. Like, I don't feel like rolling out of bed and writing 30 out 30 host post messages. I don't feel like going on live. I don't feel like asking this potential who's already told me 5 times that she doesn't want to buy from me, but I'm about to tell her about this promo. Like, push through those times, because that's when growth happens. And this team of women as well as men will always be here for you. And I'm so grateful for Courtney and Tish, because my enroller quit. And them two are the only reasons why I'm sitting before you today, because I could have just packed up my bags and said, it's out. She quit. Now I don't have nobody to mentor me. I'm going. But they continue to encourage me to keep pushing. When you're ready to put in your 110, just know that everybody will be here for you. We'll be ready. So you got this, sis. When you learn to discover, develop, and embrace who you are meant to be, and take the focus off of your promotions and begin to pour into your team with using everything you have without bias, you will see your team's lives transform. Their charts will transform. Everyone's journey starts off with one person. So give yourself some grace. You know, sometimes we feel like success has a certain look. When I first started, I thought I had to be a certain weight. I had to have a certain hair. I had to be a certain color. But at the end of the day, and I'm here to tell you tonight, that's only a limiting belief. And it's just another lie that we've been told. So if you haven't taken anything away from everything I said, I want you to know that clarity comes in doing. So stop selling yourself short, stop counting yourself out, and continue to push through those moments when you don't feel like it. Yeah.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I've got so many chills right now, like goosebumps, Briana. That is like, oh my God, I feel like I just went to church. I love it. I love it. This is honestly, hold on, I took notes. I took so many notes because you guys, this team, Briana, you said some things that were really, really, really powerful. And you came from like, girl, you had to grow up fast and like take care of like very adult things very young. And not all of us had to do that. And so like you have this like very, and it just like this is why you are so good in leadership, because you already, oh, baby's dropping my notes, because you understand what it takes to be a grown-up, right? That like, you said something really powerful. I don't want to roll out of bed and message 30 people. Please. Do you think anybody on this team right? Like none of us want to do that. I want to wake up quietly, sip my coffee, maybe scroll through Facebook, watch some Netflix. If I could have my day doing anything, it would be nothing, and I would never get anything done. But you said some stuff. I kind of just want to touch base. I know we're coming to the end of our hour, and we've got some other stuff coming up at 8. But I just want to kind of like plug back into some things that Briana said that I thought were. I know you don't want to sit. You don't want to sit down. That were really, really powerful. Don't count yourself out. I just want to touch base on some of the key things that everybody talked about tonight that kind of transcend, and that I really want you guys to just like hammer home. If you did not take notes, write this stuff down. Don't count yourself out. You have purpose. You are deserving and you are worthy. These are things that I think are so, so powerful. Jess said it. She said, stay close to the fire. Stay close to the fire, you guys, because when you're close to the fire, you feel hot and you feel like you need to move, right? We got to move. We just got to get moving. Stay close to the fire, you guys. Just the fact that you're on this team meeting tonight is so powerful. Like, do one of these a day. Do the journaling Zoom. We journal at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with Cheyenne Knox every morning, Monday through Friday. Like, that's powerful. It's a great way to start your day. Set it with intention. Briana said, stay plugged in, right? This has like been a theme. Karen said it, like do the Zooms, and grow your network, you guys. Don't count yourselves out though. You're so powerful. And it's all about that mindset. It's all about that mindset shift. Everybody touched on this tonight about personal development and what it can do for you. If you guys are not listening to podcasts, you don't have to listen to a podcast. I wasn't into podcasts until I joined this business. And then I was like, oh, podcasts are pretty cool because I can listen to something for 15 or 20 minutes while I'm feeding her in the morning or while I'm making breakfast or like doing laundry or going to the grocery store, whatever. You can literally get like a book on audio and listen to it in the car while you're like taking the kids, I don't know, wherever. I don't take kids anywhere. Just hang around the house. But the point is that you guys can fit it in. It can be fit in, but personal development is so, so, so powerful. And you heard that. It really is a recurring theme tonight, was that it is all about your mindset. It's all about shifting that mindset and deciding for yourself what it's going to take, right? And then going out and doing the work. I am so, so stinking proud of you guys. Oh, this is the one last thing. This is what I want to end on. And unless Courtney's got something to say, I know we've got some other stuff we may go into, but Briana said this. She said, don't block your blessings and don't block your team's blessings. Guys, that hit me like a ton of bricks, because I'm guilty of this sometimes too. Your leaders are guilty of this too, because we're all human. None of us are perfect. I have bad days. I have days where I feel depressed. I have days where I feel super anxious about everything, where I feel overwhelmed with the amount of messages I have to respond to and my team, and it's growing, and how do I be a leader and how do I pour value? Here's the thing that I want you guys to really take away is like shift that mindset instead to how can I pour value into my team? I want you guys to know that none of your leaders got to where they are without you and your efforts. So pour value into your team. Let your team know that you're there for them, even on the days where you feel like a scatterbrain. Those are the days when I reach out, the days when I'm like really pouring into my team, are usually the days where I'm feeling super off balance myself. Because what it does is it helps me realign my energy with I'm here to serve. I'm here to be of service, and God is going to pour blessings into my team and into my team's teams because of that service mindset, because of that service attitude. So when things feel overwhelming, when things feel rough, just push, just breathe, just reach for the surface and kick. And kick. If you feel like you're drowning, just keep kicking till you reach the top. Don't stop kicking. Because if you stop kicking, that's when we drown. When we stop moving, that's when things flounder. I know. That's when things flounder. So just don't give up on yourselves. Pour value into your team and pour value into yourself. You guys are so worthy and so deserving of all of the blessings that are coming your way. You guys have no idea what is in store for you. You guys really have no clue what is really in store for you. When I joined this business 2 years ago, I had no idea that it was going to pay cash for my dream wedding to the man of my dreams. I had no idea that it was going to pave the financial pathway for us to have a baby. I had no idea that we would be able to leave the corporate world and buy an RV and renovate it to travel. We're not done yet, but we're on our way. Like, guys, you don't know the blessings that are coming your way just because you said yes and because you show up every day. That's it. Just say yes and show up every day. You guys, I love this team so much. I love this team so much. You guys are like the most amazing people I've ever met, and I haven't even met most of you in person. So stay close to the fire, love on your team, and love on each other. And that's really all I've got left to say. Courtney, do you have anything you want to hop in here and say to the team?
No, just Brett said that Trey's the man of his dreams too. But
Oh.
besides, no, I don't want to take away from what you guys were saying. Honestly, you touched on everything. It was so good. I think this is the best powwow we've ever had. So thank you all for hopping on tonight. I'm going to post the recording on my YouTube. And if anyone on your team missed it that you want them to see this, you definitely want everyone to see this. And there is a Zoom right now. I'll send it around to the chats. So see you guys in a little bit.
Thanks, guys. See y'all later.